Welcome to the introduction to Cinema 4D Studio. What is a Cinema 4D? Cinema 4D is a 3D software. Okay, we can create a lots of things by using Cinema 4D. I will explain that all things later on. But first, me explain about the 3D. What is a 3D and how can we create a 3D graphics by using a Cinema 4D? What is 3D? 3D means three-dimensional. 3D image contain width, height, and depth. Whatever we see around us in real world is all in a 3D. But when you take a picture of it, when you draw anything from it, it's become a 2D. It's only have to access like a width and height. We can't see depth in a 2D drawing and 2D photograph. Okay, master artist can create an illusion of a depth by using his skill, but still it not look that real in a real world. Okay, I show you some example of it. See, here you can see a 2D character and a 3D character. We can see the each and every detail of this 3D character very easily, but in 2D it's little bit lacking in a depth. It's look very flat in a 2D, but you can see in 3D we can see the expression of hand, his eyes, his leg, and all the things very clearly. We can see the shadow, we can see lots of angular things in 3D. Okay, here's another example of a 2D and 3D. You can see the drawing of this same character in a 2-dimensional and in 3-dimensional. We can see this 3D look more realistic than a 2D. Fine. The third example, you can see this small little cute character over here. Okay, in 2D it look very flat. We can't see a shadow, we can't see the depth of his eyes, we can't see the depth of his mouth, and you can see the expression of his hand is very rigid. But here you can see in 3D, okay, we can see each and every details very clearly, and it look more realistic than this 2D drawing. Okay, here the very fine example of this concept 2D and 3D. We can see a bear over here. Okay, the same bear in the 3D over here. We can see the detail of his cap. We can see the detail of his fur, detail of his tie very clearly in 3D. But you can't see that details in his 2D version. Okay, you can see the depth of his eyes very clearly in 3D, not in 2D. That's why people like to watch a 3D characters, like to watch a 3D objects than 2D. Let's start with the next thing. Maxon Cinema 4D. Okay, Cinema 4D created by a company called Maxon. Okay, original creator of the Maxon Cinema 4D is Philip and Christian Lodge. They created the software in 1990 and then is purchased by Maxon for more development. And now in a worldwide, people use Maxon Cinema 4D to create a motion graphics, animation, VFX. It's a very well-known software worldwide. In Cinema 4D, you can create anything by using this software. We can create anything by using this software. Okay, Cinema 4D is a 3D modeling, animation, and rendering application. We can create a realistic output by using this software. It's developed by Maxon Computer GmbH in Germany. It is capable of producial and polygonal subdivision modeling, animation, lighting, texturing, rendering, and common feature found in 3D modeling application. In 3D, we can see there are lots and lots of softwares like a Max and Maya, but Cinema 4D in some part is better than the other softwares. I explain you later on what is the difference between normal software and Cinema 4D softwares. Okay, there are different modules available in Cinema 4D. First is the Cinema 4D Prime. It's a very basic application for the startup. Those who artists, those who don't have that big experience of any another 3D software, they can start with the 3D Cinema 4D Prime. Okay, the next thing is called Cinema 4D Broadcast. It's especially for motion graphics. Those are we can see on television, teaser, trailer. Lots of things can create by using the Cinema 4D Broadcast. Okay, the next thing is the Cinema 4D Visualize. It's normally for architecture part. Those who don't have to work with the motion graphics, they can work with this. Those who are architecture work, they can work on this visualize software to create their 3D walkthroughs, 3D sceneries by using this visualize software. Okay, there's another application called Cinema 4D Lite. It's work as a plugin with After Effects, Adobe After Effects. From Adobe After Effects, we can directly start the Cinema 4D Lite. We can create any object in the 3D in Cinema 4D Lite, and then we export that back to the After Effects, and we can work with the After Effects with that object. Okay, the next thing is a Cinema 4D Studio. It's include all modules. Okay, whatever we create inside Cinema 4D Prime, Cinema 4D Broadcast, Cinema 4D Visualize, Cinema 4D Lite, we can create all things in Cinema 4D Studio. The Cinema 4D Studio is a very heavy application and it includes all the modules. So we can create a hair, we can create a fur, we can create a motion graphics, we can create each and everything available in these all softwares in Cinema 4D Studio. We are surely learning a Cinema 4D Studio.